Evening and thanks for watching. I'm Devin Bartolotta. Charisse is off tonight. Tonight we are learning more about the ongoing investigation into Tyrell Morris, the director of the New Orleans 911 operations. Morris was involved in a crash in May in a taxpayer-owned vehicle, and records show he altered policies to avoid a drug and alcohol test. Now there's more. Eleanor Tabone has details.
Communications 1.
Go ahead.
You mark that call up, NAT, all the parties exchange information.
What you just heard was OPCD Director Tyrell Morris calling in his accident. On May 7th, around 10:40 p.m, surveillance shows Morris in the black SUV, travelling down Elysian Fields. At the green light, he clips a driver that was turning. That driver continues on. Seconds later, you see Morris turn on his OPCD emergency lights.
Communications 1.
Go ahead.
One of the vehicles, the Impala, is going to be an unlicensed driver, and I'm involved.
Careful. Okay, time 1, I don't have any units available right now. It's going to be a minute.
You hear Morris say no police presence is necessary and that the other driver doesn't have a licence. Loyola law professor Blaine Lassian says it's agency's policy to wait for NOPD to arrive on scene.
First of all, not requesting that the dispatcher actually dispatch a police officer to the scene. That's a non-discretionary, mandatory requirement when you're in an accident involving one of the agency's vehicles. In fact, the policy is worded in terms of these must be followed, these guidelines. So the first is not only not having a police officer come to the scene, but actively trying to preempt that mandatory requirement from happening.
OPCD provided the policy after the crash. It reads, if injuries are reported, the operator of the OPCD vehicle must take a drug and alcohol test as soon as possible. But metadata shows that file was altered by Morris himself 4 days after the accident. The original copy reads, the operator of the OPCD vehicle must take a drug and alcohol test as soon as possible. No mention of injuries. Both policies are signed and dated by Tyrell Morris. OPCD put out a statement last night saying it would conduct an internal investigation, but the district board chairman refuses to suspend Morris.
I don't believe that the OPCD can conduct an investigation of their boss, Tyrell Morris, while he is still there.
Rafael Goyeneche with the Metropolitan Crime Commission is asking why OPCD is investigating OPCD.
And I think it's totally inappropriate for the OPCD to be conducting an internal investigation while they're acknowledging that there is an external investigation underway by the Office of Inspector General.
Eleanor Tabone, Eyewitness News.